But Noel, you do know you can extract yourselves, stop the simulation, and allow enough room to be there for one body to be put on the computer. But if you need space later on, then you need to start deleting yourselves one by one.
So if, for example, Artemis wants to be deleted, Sachiko wants to be deleted, if these two people are deleted, wouldn't that work?
That would open up more space, and Cinder would still be preserved, and John would still be preserved.
Do we want to preserve John? I don't want to preserve John. Let's delete John. Fuck John.
Yeah, fuck him for dying.
I have no comment there. I'm not going to be mean.
Right,
Cinder wants to keep the memories she has. That's it. Yeah.
Well, she'll keep her current memory. It's just like if she died, she'd have to go back to a previous version, basically.
Not the previous version, but the previous version. She wants to remember campaign 1.
We still wouldn't come back as, like, ourselves again, would we?
Not with these memories that we have at the current moment, but the memories that we have from campaign 1 would be safe. So you wouldn't have Artemis already be out.
Well, what does everyone want me to do?
Can you also access the lockdown and things like that?
Doors that are on lockdown can be accessed by it as well, yeah.
Ooh.
It's basically the only administrator account built into the computer that doesn't need the chip.
Well, I don't see the harm in turning it on. If we take everything away from it, then we can just bloody turn it off again if we don't like it, can't we? He won't be able to do anything other than just exist, I guess.
Is there any way for us to question him?
Noel, you would know that you could allow the account different types of access so that it could communicate with you guys through different means. You could allow it to speak through intercoms. You could text back and forth through a command prompt type thing through the computer with it. You could even enable more advanced settings of generating the being's voice as the being would imagine it. All of these would allow different things. If it's just through text, having insight would be much harder for insight characters. You know, just any creative means you think. You could even make him pixelated appear, I don't know, on a Game Boy, really.
Well, what does everyone think?
Can we connect him to the Wing Chun?
Could I set it up to a pneumatic jackhammer? Tell him I couldn't put him in a buzzsaw.
Imagine if he is rogue. It's just a fucking rogue jackhammer going through the page.
Here's the thing. You can't put someone in the buzzsaw because it doesn't even have enough memory to contain the person and doesn't have enough commands to keep the intricacies of a person in it. However, you could connect the buzzsaw, if it does have the digital interface, to the computer so that the computer can then access it. Then the being inside that is being simulated can then learn the simple commands that a buzzsaw operates on if you allow it to through different wires and electronic commands, and then learn to operate it.
That's an awesome idea. Let's have something that we don't know is friendly or an enemy armed before we wake it up.
Yes.
No. I'm gonna veto that.
A buzzsaw. I'm so scared.
What's it gonna do? Gear up and run it, do? It's just gonna be like spinning in one place that you can just easily unplug as well. Like.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not gonna be your modified version.
I'm gonna hug it up. I'm gonna put it on a fucking rotating wheel and hook the nail gun up to it.
Give it the big shield, the moon shield as well.
Yeah.
We have to delete one person to be able to do this.
You need to delete one person from the USB in order to take a backup of this Butler Lawman character onto the USB. Or if you want to have enough space on the computer for a second copy of this being, you would need to first stop the simulation because all of you are still in the machine and still interacting, trying to find a way out. But now the machine is doomed because there is no more biomatter.
Let's get rid of John.
Yeah, delete John.
I don't even think we really need to delete anybody right now. We just turn on the system
I think we should
see
delete
what
John.
we can get out of. Oh,
No, doesn't even pause. It fucking happens.
John is gone.
Cinder walks away.
Sachiko calls Cinder and says, "Hey, Cinder, can you not give them the silent treatment at this particular moment? Also, Noel, can you delete Sachiko too?
What?
Why?
A version of Sachiko is trapped in a hellish limbo, going through her fucking traumas every single second. Why would something like that exist?"
Just to note the mechanics that are possible in the game. All of those not only can be used for copies later on, but also can have different situation imposed on them, especially if different pre-made environment cards are found, for it to even turn into a heaven that they're in. And you could put them in different situations to see how each would react in those situations and even study them. Whether that adds to the awesomeness or the horror for you, just wanted you to know that if you keep people, those are things.
You could experiment on the arties. Jesus Christ, that'd be so cool. Oh my god.
Is it ethical to euthanize clones?
Well, we just euthanized John, didn't we?
Cinder will say, "Please just don't touch me in there."
The only thing stopping new versions of us being created and cloned is because there's no biomatter left. Can you stop that happening?
Can I stop that happening?
If you actually get that Butler account running, that Butler account then can completely disable the biomatter tanks, even if biomatter was in them. But that's not a system you have access to.
I mean, I'm certain he would like to disable pods, but I'm sure he wouldn't like to enable them again if they need them.
What are we going to do about the butler consciousness? Are we going to put it on intercom, or are we going to try and make a display for it?
Sachiko says, "Just keep in mind whatever you want to do with that thing. That butler hates the fact that he's copied, and he wants to delete himself. And also he's, in general, a great technophobe, and he basically went through a painful ordeal to get himself deleted, but he was killed along the way. So we shouldn't trust him with access to any of our systems before we know what's the deal with him. And if you upload him to any system, please make sure that he can't use it to access other systems in the house."
I can agree with that. However, I do believe that Norman probably had some idea about what he was doing, and he wouldn't just put the butler in willy-nilly.
Well, I think what Norman wanted to do was just to clone him and have the butler again for his family. I don't think that he really had any other motive just to copy him.
Well, if that's the case, then he probably wouldn't realize that he was even a simulation.
Yes, this is why he left very hidden messages for him that you are a copy in places that only the butler would have access to. Butler's bedroom and Butler's toilet, because he wanted to inform his clone that he wasn't the real deal.
Artemis shrugs. I think that we should just put them on a intercom. I think that wouldn't hurt. Can't do much from an intercom. We can just switch it off, right?
As long as we don't give him access to the rest of the house, and as long as we don't delete anything valuable, I don't have any problem with that. By the way, Noel, can you delete Sachiko as I said?
Fine. I delete Sachiko.
Shift deleted into the void.
He literally just does shift delete.
I mean, it's a tablet, so...
He just brings out a little virtual, like, touch screen
I just
keyboard.
drag it into the bin.
Also, if Artemis was to experiment on the other arties, how can they do this? How can they watch the simulations and everything? And
you could have it appear on a screen as if you're basically on NoClip in Gary's mod.
That's great.
You can have the character's experience be simulated through the game machine if you're very creative, and you could put it on your head and actually see things and feel things through the eyes of that character to the best of the machine's replicating ability.
Can it go on like an entertainment system?
Yeah, it can just be played through the cinema as well, if some of the parts are put back in that were taken initially.
Artemis wants it on an entertainment system in the parents from them.
Yeah, I'll do it.
You put Artie in the same without environment role within the system, turn that simulation back on, and you allow supervision and access in the parents' room.
Have we already forgotten about the butler now?
Or, the rest of the house. Kevin, Logan, priorities or not.
Time will come.
Well, I'm ready for him.
We still need more of the hats.
We need
We've
jammers.
got materials. We have got material for it now, though, haven't we?
You do have both the power tools you would need and the material to make them. So, are you going to make those then?
We have to.
Artemis will just pout and wait.
Who's waiting for who?
He's waiting for the butler to be turned on.
So you do want to turn on the butler?
Yeah, Artemis does.
Noel?
Alright then. Yeah.
With which scenario, where, how?
In the entertainment system, like you said, I want to try and simulate a synthesized voice so that cat like Sashiko could possibly try and read it.
Output is his voice as he and his body's parameters would dictate.
Yeah. We'll talk through the intercom. Well, actually, I don't know what did everyone else think. Should we speak or should we use text?
I think text might be better for the start, at least. We can change it later, right?
Yeah?
Why?
In case he has insight and stuff for us, and also I think it might be more intimidating if there's loads of random people around who he doesn't know who they are, but they look like whatever and sound like whatever, because I'm guessing we do have the voices somewhat of the Traumants, and he gets less information about us.
But, okay.
Yeah, I think text-to-speech will probably be the best for now.
Alright then, we'll go with that.
Alright. Input is text.
Who's going to put in the text among the four of us?
If I have a tablet, then literally we could all just like sit around it, like watching YouTube videos.
And what's the state?
Hmm.
Do we want to intimidate him, or do we want to try and make him comfortable?
And keep in mind, in whatever way, the more complex you make it, if it's not pre-made, the harder it will be on your computer dices, programming dices.
What's pre-made? What do we have that's pre-made?
You don't have anything that's pre-made. If there was anything pre-made, you guys wouldn't be in the interfaces.
Fuck. Noel can just download a fucking Gary's Mod map.
If there was some internet.
If I use both perks, can I simulate him just having a bad trip?
Again, depends on the complexity with which you want to do the
So,
simulation.
my question is, if we just put him in a dark space,
Yeah?
is he going to be conscious enough to be scared?
His body and his mind will be running at the same time. It's as if he's in a sensory deprivation tank, but can't do anything else. So it would definitely cause panic to someone.
We really shouldn't start off by torturing him. Do it cordially. Give him somewhere sparse but comfortable.
Couldn't I just simulate we were Norman? Like our input was Norman, and we could just question him.
He has known them he doesn't even need high insight.
Yeah,
How hard is it just to synthesize a basic room like a little cell?
that should be fairly easy.
In the Matrix, he had the most banging looking steak you've ever seen. What do you mean that's going to be out?
You could connect yourself and become the environment using your brain as a processor. But for the while that you're doing that, you are just that, disconnected from your own body. Because that's what you guys were doing in the machine. You were your own environment.
All
If
right.
you make him his own environment in the stock machine, that might pose a distraction on its own from whatever you're feeding into him.
This is the question. If we turn him on, we can disable him, correct?
Yes. You can save different points of him in time and revert back as well.
Yeah, we can just revert back. So if he figures out that he's a simulation, he's like, oh no, oh shit, we can just reload the other one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That is a possibility.
Well,
We just
No,
gonna be
no,
doing
no,
a
no,
quick
no,
save
no.
for every
No,
episode.
listen to me, everyone. If he finds out that he's a simulation, we have gotten the most important leverage on him. If he finds out that he's a simulation, then he wants to be deleted more than anything else. So we can just promise him, if you give us this information, if you give us this access, then we will delete you. Of course, we don't need to delete him, we can just disable him, but that would be something that would make him our slave.
Sounds good, Sachiko. I like the idea.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of being completely certain, I think all of us should agree that Noel is the only one who inputs what we say to him.
Sure.
On a side note, if I simulated my own consciousness within the main computer with my own hacking abilities, would I not be able to just control the entire facility?
It's still that account that has access to things. The only way you can actually put anything else in the place of that account is through having the last say chip, which is the chip that's missing.
Right. So we're simulating the butler now?
Sounds good. Simulate the butt.
Do we have a consensus about the input thing?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Is there any way to lock it so Noel is the only one who can access it?
He can put the strongest code he can put on it. He can encrypt it in any way he can unlock. I don't think any other one of you even has his skills to hack into his system, so.
I just want to say this one thing, Noel. Please don't die.
I die and you're just locked inside, so you can't even get on it.
I thought that was your decision in the game. I die.
I die. No overdoses. No. That's the best character art.
Let's get this party started right. And he doesn't have access to anything. Just to clarify so the DM doesn't fucking trick us.
Unless you guys say you activate a system, everything will be disabled at the very first time that you're running it.
Okay.
Cinder will have a weapon pointed just in case. Be at the ready.
At Ben? No? You can
No,
shoot it. That password
We're in
is
the
dying
pool
with
room,
him.
right?
And I know, but because you guys are going to enable the administrator account, I want to know what you're pointing the gun to. Like, is it the tablet? Is it the intercom you're going to activate? Is it going to be towards Ben? You know what I mean?
No, I'm just keeping an eye on the room so we don't get...
Other things, yeah.
Yeah, we're all looking at a notepad.
Yeah, all right. So, a cell is generated. He is generated within it. A synthesized voice based on his body and his own mental usage of it is enabled.
No, the parents' bedroom sucks. But how about the bathroom next to the parents' bedroom? Or the playroom?
Playroom would be better. Bathroom is an ecosystem.
Alright, playroom.
Connecting it to the playroom, and now it's being channeled that way. You can text through the tablet. So far, all of you are up there. What do you do?
Let's go to the playroom.
Yep.
I will follow, but...
Hi.
There is obviously a little bit of noise on that intercom in the playroom, signaling that it is indeed activated with this glimmering yellow light. No sound coming through yet.
Imagine if Noel is typing and it turns out he has horrible spelling and he just uses fucking text slang all the time.
Do you guys want to wait? If you do tell me that you're waiting for the other side to start first, and then I'll just skip time.
Other people can go back to making the gun, like the nail gun. Someone can wait in the room to listen out for any sign from the other side. And
Sure, so you guys are just going to leave it running till there's anything from the other side first.
Yeah, but supervised by someone.
The Chico will turn to Nola and say, please ask him, how do you know Dr. Slap?
Okay, we're gonna get right into it and not have any niceties whatsoever.
Is that what everyone wants to do? Is that what everyone wants to do?
We could have some niceties, as Cinder says, just to start with. Just, oh, hello, how are you? I'm good, thank you. How do you know Dr. Slab?
Niceties is for humans, not for programs. Do you turn on your Windows and say, hi, Windows XP, I'm so happy you booted up today?
No.
Yes.
But my Windows XP also doesn't have a consciousness. We could get fucked and he could just not say anything. We need to at least
disable him and enable him again.
Okay. You guys do what you want. I'm gonna go work on the gun.
Alright, you start working on it.
Lovely. Thank you.
Alright, well, yeah, before we do absolutely anything, immediately lay down a quick save now that he's running.
Yeah.
Alright. One save in your quick save slot.
How many do I have?
It's just one quick save slot. The rest are manual saves.
Oh, Okay. What's the first move, gentlemen?
So I have some questions from him. If others don't want to do small chat and do a little blind date, I would like the ability to ask those questions.
I'm all for it.
Noel has no social skills whatsoever, so like, this is down on you guys. Like, this is